Hi dear students, welcome back to another video lesson. So for this week 7 of Written Mathematics Quarter 1 lesson, we'll be discussing factoring polynomials. So yung factoring polynomials na pag-aralan nyo na nung grade 8 kayo, wherein there are different types of factoring techniques. So since grade 10 na kayo, so i-review pa rin naman natin yung factoring techniques na napag-aralan nyo nung grade 8. At the same time, i-discuss ko yung ibang examples ng pag-factor ng polynomials. So let's start. So for our lesson objectives, we will review types of factoring polynomials. So nung grade 8 kayo, naituro na sa inyo yung different types of factoring techniques. So i-review lang natin sila kasi may connection sila sa ating lesson. And then, factor polynomials with degree 3 and 4. Okay. So yung mga degrees ng polynomial na na-discuss sa inyo nung grade 8 kayo, usually, degree 2 lang. So, meron din naman degree 3, degree 4. Kaya lang, dito sa grade 10 lesson natin, yung polynomials natin, more than 3 terms na. Usually kasi yung mga na-discuss sa inyo nung grade 8 kayo, up to 3 terms lang. Trinomial o kaya minsan, binomial. So, let's have a short review. Use different factoring techniques to factor the following polynomials completely. So let's have number 1, 6x squared plus 2x. So using greatest common monomial factor. So pag sinabi natin greatest, of course, yung pinaka mataas. Okay, na common sa mga terms. So, kung makikita natin, yung 6 and 2, ang GCF po niya is 2. So, greatest common factor. And then, dun sa x squared naman, sa variable, x squared and x. So, ano po ang common monomial factor dyan? Yun pong x. Hindi po pwede yung x squared is because yung second term, x lang po. So, 2x. Next, how are we going to get the factors inside the parentheses? So, ang gagawin lang po natin, yung given natin na 6x squared plus 2x, i-divide natin dun sa greatest common monomial factor, which is 2x. So, 6 divided by 2, that is 3. And then, x squared over x using quotient rule sa laws of exponents. So, isusubtract natin yung mga exponent. 2 minus 1, so that is 1. So, 3x lang po. And then, 2x divided by 2x, that is obviously 1. So, the factored form of 6x squared plus 2x is 2x times 3x plus 1. Next, 9x squared minus 25. So, kapag ganito naman po ang given, usually, difference of two squares. So, pwede lang po natin gamitin ang factoring technique na ito kapag perfect squares. Okay? So, kapag cube, hindi po pwede. So, let's start. 9x squared minus 25. So, 9 is a perfect square. And then, 25 is a perfect square. Since difference ang pinag-uusapan natin, of course, the operation should be subtraction. So, hindi po pwedeng maging plus. It's because difference nga. So, the square root of 9x squared minus the square root of 25. I-square root kasi natin, i-extract natin yung square root. So, the square root of 9x squared is 3x. So, kapag difference of two squares ang ating pinag-uusapan, pareho yung terms, magkaiba lang po ng sign. Next, square root of 25 is 5. So, 3x plus 5 yung isa. Yung isa naman po is 3x minus 5. So, kung i-check natin yung sagot, i-multiply lang po natin yung dalawang first terms, 3x tsaka 3x, that is 9x squared. And then, 5 times negative 5, that is negative 25. So, you can see, upon checking, bumalik po dun sa 9x squared minus 25. It means, yung factor natin na 3x plus 5 times 3x minus 5 is correct. So, let's have number 3, x squared plus 14x plus 49. So, pwede natin gamitin technique dito is PST. So, yung PST po is perfect square trinomial. So, paano yon? Extract lang natin yung first term, and then copy natin yung sign ng middle term, and then extract natin yung square root ng last term. So the square root of x squared is x, and then follow the sign of the middle term plus. And then square root of 49, the last term, that is 7, and then quantity squared. So it doesn't mean na perfect square yung first term, and then yung last term is perfect square trinomial din. Kailangan po nating i-check muna. Kailangan kapag minultiply natin yung first term, tsaka yung second term ng factored form, tapos ini-multiply natin sa 2, mag-i-equal dapat dun sa numerical coefficient ng middle term. So let's check. X times 7, that is 7x, times 2, that is 14x. So, tama po na ang factor is the quantity x plus 7 squared. Next, x cubed plus 64. So, kapag ganito, pwede natin gamitin yung sum of 2 cubes. So, kapag sum of 2 cubes na, or difference and sum and difference of 2 cubes ang pinag-uusapan natin, so meron po siyang binomial factor tsaka trinomial factor. So, yung una po, yung binomial factor, so kunin natin yung cube root ng x cube. So, that is x. And then yung cube root ng 64, that is 4. So, that is 4 times 4 times 4, 64. And then, ayan na po yung ating binomial factor. Paano natin makukuha yung trinomial factor? So, para makuha po natin yun, square lang po natin yung first term ng binomial factor. That is x squared. And then, multiply natin yung first term and second term ng binomial factor, and then i-reverse natin yung sign. Okay. So, x times 4, that is 4x. And then, i-reverse natin, papalitan natin yung sign, magiging negative 4x. And then, 4 squared, so i-square natin yung last term, which is 4, that is 16. So, ito na po yung factor ng x cubed plus 64. So, para i-check kung tama ang sagot, ganun lang din ang gagawin natin kagaya ng difference of two squares. I-multiply natin yung dalawang first terms at dalawang last terms. So, kapag sum of two cubes, yung operation ng trinomial factor is alternate. Negative, positive. Next, x cubed minus 125. So, kung meron tayong sum of two cubes kanina, of course, meron din tayong difference of 2 cubes. Okay, so ganun lang din ang gagawin natin kanina. Cube root ng x cube, then follow the sign of the middle term, and then cube root ng last term. So cube root of x cube, that is x, and then minus the cube root of 125, that is 5. Para makuha yung trinomial factor, so, square natin yung first term ng binomial factor, x squared. And then, multiply x and negative 5, that is negative 5x, and then i-reverse natin yung sign. So, magiging plus 5x. Finally, negative 5 squared, that is positive 25. As you can see, yung operation ng ating trinomial factor or sign, parehong positive. So, ito na po yung ating factored form. Next, number 6, x squared plus 5x minus 36. So, kapag ganyan po ang ating given trinomial, general quadratic trinomial po yan. Usually, pag general quadratic trinomial, we use trial and error method. So, kapag general quadratic trinomial, kunin natin yung factor ng constant term. And then, kapag pinag-add dapat natin yun, makukuha yung coefficient ng middle term. So, dito sa given natin, yung constant term natin is negative 36. So, anong mga factors ng negative 36 na kapag pinag-add natin, lilitaw yung coefficient ng middle term na 5. So, yung factors ng negative 36 na kapag pinag-add natin, lilitaw ang 5, 9, tsaka negative 4. So, paano natin isusulat yung factored form niya? Simple lang. X plus 9 times x minus 4. So, to check, 9 plus negative 4, that is positive 5. 9 times negative 4, that is negative 36. So, ito po yung factor ng ating given trinomial. So, let's have factoring polynomials. When the degree of a polynomial being factored is greater than 3, synthetic division, remainder theorem, and factor theorem is advisable to use. So, kapag yung ating polynomial, more than 3 terms, like for example, 4 terms, 5 terms, usually yung degree, yung highest degree niyan is greater than 3 or is equal or greater than 3. So, kapag ganun po, para ma-factor siya, pwede natin gamitin yung synthetic division, remainder theorem, and factor theorem. So, nasa sa inyo po kung ano yung gusto nyong gamitin. Yung mas convenient sa inyo at nadadalian kayo. So, let's have number 1, factor x cubed minus 6x squared plus 12x minus 8. So, ang gagawin lang po natin sa polynomial na ito, kukunin natin yung factors ng constant term. So, ganun lang po ang process dito. And then, ililista natin yon. So, let's have positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 4, and then positive negative 8. And then from this factors, pwede tayong mag-trial and error using synthetic division. So, pero dito, yung mismong factors na yung ating ipapakita. So, isa dyan is yung 2. Okay? So, ilista lang natin yung coefficients ng given polynomial. So, x cubed, that is 1. Negative 6x squared, that is negative 6. And then, 12x, 12. And then, the constant term, negative 8. And then, we bring down 1. And then, 1 times 2, that is 2. Negative 6 plus 2, that is negative 4. And then, repeat process. Negative 4 times 2, that is negative 8. 12 plus negative 8, that is 4. And then, 4 times 2, 8. Finally, negative 8 plus 8, that is 0. As you can see, nakuha nating remainder is 0. Therefore, 2 is a factor of the given polynomial. Next, yung ating nakuhang mga sagot, yung 1, negative 4, 4, ayan. So, ita-transform natin into polynomials, x squared minus 4x plus 4. Ayan. So, ang gagawin natin dito sa x squared minus 4x plus 4, ipa-factor natin. So, sulat natin dito, x squared minus 4x plus 4. And then, ipa-factor natin yan. So, using a perfect square trinomial, the square root of x squared, that is x, and then follow the sign of the middle term, and then square root of the last term, 4, that is 2. So, since perfect square trinomial ang ating ginamit, meron po siyang square sa labas. So, pwede siyang isulat as x minus 2 times x minus 2. And then, yung una nating factor kanina na 2, so pwede po natin yung isulat as x minus 2 din. Okay. And then, yung ating nakuhang sagot dun sa factor natin sa x squared minus 4x plus 4. So, dalawang x minus 2. Ayan. So, as you can see, pare-pareho lang po yung ating mga terms. So, kapag pare-pareho lang naman yung ating mga terms, pwede lang po natin yung isulat as x minus 2 quantity cube. So, bakit naging cube? It's because tatlo yung terms na pare-pareho. So, let's have number 2. Factor x cubed plus x squared minus 17x plus 15. As you can see, yung constant term natin, 15, is nag-e-end sa 5. So, kapag ganyan po, nag-e-end sa 5 or 0, usually may mga factors sila na 5. So, yung pwede natin gamitin dito na factors of 15, positive negative 1, positive negative 3, positive negative 5, and positive negative 15. So, sabi ko nga kanina, divisible by 5, so pwede natin gamitin yung 5 or negative 5. So, dito sa given natin, gagamitin natin is negative 5. And then, sulat lang natin yung mga coefficients ng given polynomial, x cubed 1, x squared 1, negative 17x, negative 17, and then the constant term, 15. And then bring down 1. So 1 times negative 5, that is negative 5. And then 1 plus negative 5, that is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 5, that is positive 20. Negative 17 plus 20, that is 3. And then 3 times negative 5, that is negative 15. Finally, 15 plus negative 15, 0. So remainder po is 0. So negative 5 is a factor. So kapag sinulat natin negative 5 in terms of x, yung may x siya, so magiging x minus negative 5. So ganito siya. X minus negative 5 or x plus 5. So change the sign of the subtrahend and then proceed to addition. Next, yung natira na 1, negative 4, 3, transform natin into polynomials. So x squared minus 4x plus 3. So bakit x squared? It's because yung highest degree ng ating given polynomial is 3. So kapag ganun po, nagma-minus 1 lang po tayo. So now, using general quadratic trinomial, so kukunin natin yung factors ng 3 na kapag pinag-add natin, lilitaw yung negative 4, yung coefficient ng middle term. So yung factors ng 3, negative 1 and negative 3. So negative 1 plus negative 3, that is negative 4. Negative 1 times negative 3, that is positive 3. So paano natin yan isusulat? X minus 1 and then x minus 3. Ayan. So next, yung final answer natin, x plus 5 and then times x minus 1 times x minus 3. So kapag ang mga terms natin na yung tatlong terms na yan, minultiply po natin yan, kailangan makuha nating sagot is yung given polynomial, which is x cubed plus x squared minus 17x plus 15. So for our last example, factor x to the fourth power minus 5x cubed minus 7x squared plus 5x plus 6. So lista lang natin yung factors ng 6. Positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 3, and positive negative 6. So pwede natin gamitin dito yung positive 1. And then, ilista natin yung coefficients ng polynomial. X to the fourth power 1, negative 5x cubed, that is negative 5. And then, negative 7x squared, negative 7. 5x, that is 5. And then, the constant term, 6. Bring down 1. 1 times 1, that is 1. Negative 5 plus 1, that is negative 4. Negative 4 times 1, that is negative 4. So, 7, or negative 7 plus negative 4, that is negative 11. Negative 11 times 1, that is negative 11. 5 plus negative 11, that is negative 6. And then, negative 6 times 1, that is negative 6. Finally, 6 plus negative 6, that is 0. And then, yung pwede nating isang factor na gamitin after 1 is yung negative 1. Kaya lang dito, hindi na natin gagamitin yung coefficients ng given polynomial. Rather, ang gagamitin natin coefficients is yung nakuha nating sagot. 1, negative 4, negative 11, negative 6. So 1, negative 4, negative 11, negative 6. Again, bring down 1. So 1 times negative 1, negative 1. Negative 4 plus negative 1, that is negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 1, that is positive 5. Negative 11 plus 5, that is negative 6. And then, negative 6 times negative 1, that is positive 6. So negative 6 plus 6, that is 0. So as you can see, parehong 0 yung remainder. It means, factor yung 1, tsaka yung negative 1. Next, So, yung 1, negative 5, negative 6, i-transform natin as polynomial. So, magiging x squared minus 5x minus 6. So, using general quadratic trinomial, so yung factors ng negative 6, na kapag pinag-add natin, lilitaw yung negative 5 are negative 6 tsaka 1. So, sulat lang natin as x minus 6 times x plus 1. So, paano natin isusulat yung factored form ng ating given? So, as you can see, yung 1 kanina, factor siya. Yung x minus 1, factor din siya. So, isusulat natin yun as x plus 1, x minus 1, and then yung nakuha nating factor na x minus 6, and then x plus 1. So, as you can see, meron ditong dumodobling terms, which is x plus 1. So, kapag may ganon, kailangan po natin yung pagsamahin. So, ang ating final answer will be quantity x plus 1 squared. So, dahil dalawa po yung x plus 1, isusulat lang natin yun na nakaparenthesis and then 2. And then, yung natitira, x minus 1 times x minus 6. So, ito po yung factored form ng x to the 4th power minus 5x cubed minus 7x squared plus 5x plus 6. So, after nating pag-aralan yung polynomials, so, polynomial equations naman ang ating pag-aaralan sa susunod nating video lesson. So, ma-apply pa rin naman dito yung synthetic division sa pagkuha ng roots, pag-verify ng roots ng given polynomial equations. So, yun lang. Maraming salamat.